But just how strong is Deadpool? How superfit is this superhero? There are plenty of superheroes out there who are noble, honest, and dignified examples of the best and brightest that humanity could become. Then there's Deadpool, a special ops soldier turned mercenary. Wade Wilson wound up with superhuman powers after seeking an experimental treatment for a sudden onset of cancer that would have otherwise killed him. Never one to let the real world drag him down, however, Wade Wilson threw on some saucy red and black tights and became Deadpool. Unlike many super people from comic books, Deadpool's powers don't directly multiply his strength. Technically, his only power is the ability to heal from wounds that would kill normal people. But for the purposes of this video, we're just going to discuss the film version of Deadpool from the recent films as played to perfection by Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, right! In spite of his ostensible lack of super strength, Deadpool has managed quite a few feats in these two movies that would be well beyond even the most athletic among us. The first Deadpool, for example, Wade kicks a man hard enough that he not only goes flying out of a moving car, but he sends the car door with him! Now, believe it or not, it's not necessarily as hard as you might think to knock a car door off its hinges. An ordinary man could do it, according to experts.
The forces required to knock a door clean off a car are pretty crazy. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has an entire safety standard dedicated to testing door retention. Now, those tests are designed to be when the door is closed because nobody drives around with the doors open. But if the door were open, you could use that entire length as a lever arm to kind of torque on the hinge, and that would make it a lot easier for somebody to remove a car door with their hands or feet.
But in Deadpool's case, he's not only pushing against the force of the door, he's also shoving against the wind resistance of a car going at highway speeds. As a ballpark estimate, it seems safe to assume Deadpool is kicking with at least twice the force of an average person. Let's take a look at a second example. In the final fight scene of the film, Deadpool manages to leap off one leg and catapult himself more than 6 feet into the air in the midst of a martial arts style kick. Deadpool's motion in that moment is not all that different from the kung fu move known as the butterfly kick.
Well, a butterfly kick is probably one of the more difficult moves in terms of martial arts.
My name is Alex Richter. I've been teaching Wing Chun Kung Fu here in New York City for 16 years.
Well, ideally, you would probably use this move in film choreography. In terms of real fighting, I don't know, maybe when your opponent's like really drunk and there's a crowd of people you want to impress, then it might work.
Either way, however, it is clear that Deadpool is jumping far higher than any normal being would be able to do in such a scenario. In the scene, Deadpool manages to kick Francis in the face as he's still going upward. He effectively manages to propel himself at least 6 feet in the air off of 1 foot. So, if Deadpool can do things like kick a car door off its hinges, just how much stronger than an ordinary man is he? To find out, we talked to physical fitness expert Ebenezer Samuel.
Now the thing about Deadpool is it's not just pure strength with him. When you look at that butterfly kick, there's a whole ton of just athleticism and flexibility. You can't teach that in the weight room. Where you see kind of more strength from Deadpool is when he's kicking that guy out of the car. Essentially, the guy is doing a really awkward pull-up at a diagonal angle and then tucking his legs and then transfer it to the henchman's head. He's probably doing banded knee tucks pretty heavy, but then when he kicks, there's a ton of leg strength and there's a ton of glute strength. That's coming from really heavy hip thrusts. And then the finish on that kick, that's all just core. Imagine doing a plank with 4 45-pound plates on your back. That's probably what Deadpool can do. And that's probably what he does when he goes to the gym.
So there you have it. Seems Deadpool is about 2 times stronger than a normal man of the same proportions. Sure, Deadpool isn't quite as powerful as most of his superhero compatriots, but then again, when you have both metafictional self-awareness and a whole lot of guns, it's clearly enough to succeed.